The global volatility continues to bite the Egyptian economy, raising expenditure and widening the fiscal gap. World Bank figures show external debt has jumped to $157.8 billion from $145.5 billion in the first quarter of 2022. That's 8.1% compared to the previous quarter and 17% more year on year. While foreign currency reserves shrank to $33.1 billion in July from $41 billion in February, that's nearly 20% in 5 months.
Several reasons for this. First is the higher expenditure to secure Egypt's needs of strategic goods, commodities and food products amidst the global inflation, as well as the exit of $20 billion of bond investors or hot money since the Ukraine conflict erupted in March, which has put a lot of pressure on the reserves.
This was coupled with a big hit to the important tourism sector. The main concern is not only the dwindling foreign currency reserves, but that the central bank will need to secure about $41.9 billion from August 2022 to August 2023 for debt repayment, and it vastly exceeds the reserves at the bank. Egypt has been resorting to heavy borrowing from financial institutions like the IMF and donor countries like nearby Gulf states. But most experts are confident the government can cover the debts.
External debt accounting to 33 to 35% of GDP is in the safe zone, as it should not exceed 60 to 70% of GDP. Egypt has always paid its dues on time and never defaulted, especially that it has various sources of income. Exports have increased by 44%. Suez Canal revenue reached $7 billion against $5.8 billion year on year, and remittances from Egyptian expats abroad increased.
Analysts are calling on the government to put a cap on borrowing in the coming period.
We should reduce expenditure instead, reduce imports of luxury goods, and focus on importing raw materials for production, and merge the shadow economy, which accounts to 40% of the economy. We must also increase production and exports.
This could be on the long term, but for now the government is still pushing through with more loans from the IMF.